Hey world, this is Michael David Cobb Bowen for Cobb Vision, and we're talking about Cosmopolitan EDC. Today, I want to go in slight tangent because it's all related to how we maintain ourselves in the city. And we know that the city has its dangers, and the city has its pleasures. We want to be able to enjoy the pleasures and not worry about the dangers. So, I'm going to talk a little bit about what I'm doing to maintain my health. And it's a journey, but you have to ask yourself the first question, which is, are you going to let the doctor determine your diet and your exercise program, or are you going to get ahead of the curve? Now, I'm 56 years old, and a couple years ago, I started thinking, I should go to a gym. And I went to the gym, and it was a very hard workout. It was a boot camp that does circuit training. Highly recommend it. Look on my Yelp to find out details of that. So I'd like to talk to you about this and kind of bring you up to speed on what I've been doing, as well as what I think you should try to do. And the trick is that you want to be something of a badass, but you don't want to make mistakes. And so you have to understand, as somebody over 40, you haven't been in shape for a while. You used to be in shape, and you got kids, you got family, you got work, you have other obligations that take you away from a sport or something that would keep you in tip-top condition. And there are certain things that I have my biases on in terms of how I want to work out and what my end game is going to be. And they may be a little bit different than you, but I think we'll find some things in common. So let's first talk about diet. The most important thing to know about diet is that you have to get into a habit, and you have to find something that you like to eat and that you can have on a regular basis. It turns out, for me, at lunch, since I work at home, I've always been tempted to go out and go get a cheeseburger, and you can't really diet on the cheeseburger. And you say, well, I can walk it off. You really can't. So what's worked for me are salads and ramen. And I do both of those what I call man style. So I have a man salad. That means I'll put some Italian sausage in it, or salami, or salmon. And so it's meaty. It's not salady, but the difference between the salads that you get in a restaurant and ones that you fix for yourself at home is enormous. I can't emphasize this enough. If you haven't learned to make a salad at home, and if you haven't put any of your own creativity into it, you really don't know how good salads can be. Now, I like romaine lettuce because I like Caesar salads. So your basic romaine, some grated Parmesan, or the shredded Parmesan, and I like the Ken's creamy Caesar dressing, and sometimes I use the light dressing. I don't know that I can tell the difference, so maybe I should continue to use the light dressing. And then some avocados, some apples, some raisins. Some people like walnuts. I don't particularly like walnuts. And of course, the fish. You got to put in they're not sardines. What are they? Anchovies. That's really good stuff. And you can make a very, very large salad. But the trick also is to drink a big glass of water first, then eat your salad while you're drinking a second glass of water. And it'll fill you up, and you'll feel good. So I've been doing that on and off for a year. And that makes a difference because at this rate, when I'm doing 3 workouts a week, 1 hour each, I can lose a half a pound a week. So half a pound a week for me is going to be good. My goal is to get down somewhere around 190, 185. And I started out at 220. So it's going to take me more than a year. So I really have to be dedicated to it. And one thing is that you just kind of decide that you have to decide to spend money. You can say, oh, I'm going to go out to a restaurant. I'm going to go out with the guys. I'm going to hang out. I might go see a movie. I might hang around a mall knowing that I'm going to shop. You really have to put the money into the gym and feel like you're invested in it. Because if you don't spend the money on it, you say, oh, well, I can just do that on the side. You can't. You can't. You're too old for that, and I'm too old for that. And I know that I can't. So you have to invest money in it so that you're sure that you're not just going to take it or leave it. You have to make a commitment. And sometimes for me, it works if I commit the money. So on alternating days, today was a ramen day. So I got Amazon and I bought a big 60 pack of Maruchan, and it's the chili flavor. So I really like the hot and spicy. And what's interesting is hot and spicy gives you more of a food experience without adding a lot of calories. So you take something that's ordinary, like a bowl of soup, like a minestrone or even a vegetable soup or a chicken noodle, and you add some, sriracha sauce or some curry powder or some cayenne pepper, anything like that, it's going to make you eat it a little bit slower. It's going to make you drink a little bit more water. It's not going to add any calories, and it's going to give you a more flavorful, powerful experience with your food. And that helps you feel full. If you slow down when you're eating, then you'll do that. And then sometimes you just have to leave food on your plate. But with soup, you don't really have to leave so much food on your plate. I haven't gotten into learning how to make a soup stock or a soup base, and I'm going to hope my wife will help me out with that, but it hasn't happened yet. But in the meantime, bowl of ramen, and then you take an Italian sausage, throw it in the microwave for 30 seconds, chop it into pieces, and then throw it into the bowl of ramen when you're doing it. And the chili ramen is great. So I use chili ramen and also some curry powder, and then I use Italian sausage. But if you go to your supermarket, you'll find all different kinds of sausages. And I know there's tofurkey. I don't generally go for that, but there's like a chicken apple sausage that you can get. There's regular Italian sausage. You can use a Polska kielbasa. You can use a hot link. Just one, and you cut it up. You get 20 pieces, and you get a nice chunky meaty meal right there, and that's still going to be under 500 calories, which is great for lunch if you're drinking that water. Okay, so those are my lunch suggestions. You're really not missing anything if you go with the salad days and the ramen days. You can keep your lunch diet to around 600, 500 calories and be nice and full, and not around 6 o'clock you start panicking. I eat dinner at 7 o'clock, and I don't often eat breakfast. If I eat breakfast, it's going to be a bowl of Cheerios, which is great. Just a bowl of Honey Nut Cheerios or Cinnamon Life. I like that, and that's going to be under 200 calories. So then for dinner, you can really do something a little bit different. You can have a regular home-cooked meal with rice and chicken or beans or something like that. But I don't discipline my dinner so much. As long as I discipline my breakfast and my lunch, then I'm kind of cool. And also discipline your drinking, because even a Powerade is 130 calories, and you can easily down 2 of those. All right, so that's the basic point I'm going to focus on right now with our meal, and I will talk about other ways to save calories in eating. And remember, this is for your health and your fitness and your security. Okay, so this is Michael David Cobb Bowen for Cobb Vision, Cosmopolitan EDC. If you're not prepared, you're not prepared.